Imagine waking up tomorrow and being locked inside a white room. No windows, no sunlight, no phone, no way of knowing what time it is, and the only other person in the room is a complete stranger you just met 5 seconds ago. Now imagine that you have to stay in that room for *100 days straight. No breaks, no exceptions, and if either of you walks out even one day early, you both leave with absolutely nothing. That's exactly the situation two strangers named Bailey and Suzie found themselves in, and what happened inside that cube over the next 100 days is something you are not going to believe. At the beginning of this social experiment, we are introduced to two people who have never crossed paths in their entire lives. Bailey and Suzie are brought in blindfolded, and the moment those blindfolds come off, they're standing face to face, strangers, inside a massive, sealed isolation chamber that looks like something straight out of a science fiction movie. The rules are simple but brutal. Survive 100 days together inside the cube, and they'll split $500,000 locked inside a vault right in front of them. But the second one of them crosses the red exit line, the money disappears, for both of them, forever. And just to make things more psychologically interesting, the creator of the challenge has made sure there are 0 clocks and 0 windows inside the cube. No sunlight, no way to tell day from night, just blazing white lights that never, ever turn off. They've been given enough food to last the full 100 days, but here's the catch. It's the same food every single day. Canned chicken, canned beef, vegetables, repeat, forever. This is where the real experiment begins. We are shown just how quickly the human mind starts to crack under the pressure of boredom and disorientation. On just the second day, Bailey and Suzie make a rookie mistake. They only sleep for 2 hours, which means they wake up at 2:37 in the morning thinking it's a brand new day. The isolation has already started messing with their internal clocks. To cope, they get creative. By day 4, they've torn pages out of their journals and handcrafted a full deck of playing cards. By day 5, they've designed a sign-in sheet to trick the camera crew into revealing the actual date. It's clever, it's desperate, and it tells us everything about how boring life inside a white cube really is. Then comes day 10 and the first major twist. A hidden door swings open. For the first time in 10 days, Bailey and Suzie catch a glimpse of the outside world. Natural light, sky, fresh air. And standing there is the challenge creator with a very tempting offer, a private chef, available to cook them anything they want for the rest of the challenge, for $50,000 off their prize money. As proof of what they'd be getting, they're served a meal so delicious that just looking at it made the canned chicken they'd been eating feel like torture. The creator watches their faces drop. He's certain they'll say yes. They say no. And just like that, the door closes and they're back in the cube. By day 20, one of the biggest problems in the cube isn't boredom anymore. It's the lights. Those relentless, blinding, never-dimming lights overhead have started to physically hurt their eyes. Suzie starts retreating to the bathroom just to experience a few moments of darkness. Bailey starts questioning his life choices. And then, right on cue, the challenge creator arrives with an offer, almost too perfectly timed to be a coincidence. For $50,000, Bailey and Suzie can have 2 luxury smart beds, and most importantly, an iPad that controls the lights. They could finally sleep in darkness, finally rest properly, finally feel like human beings again. We are shown Suzie's face light up in a way it hasn't since the challenge started. She's ready, she wants it, she needs it. But Bailey says no. Just like that, one word, no. The creator is stunned, Suzie is stunned, we are stunned, and in the silence that follows, you can almost feel the weight of that decision settling over both of them as they lie back down under those burning, relentless lights. Things stay quiet until day 30, when the creator returns with what might be the most cleverly designed offer yet, because this time, it's personal. 5 items, each one costs $10,000, and each item was chosen based on things Bailey and Suzie were overheard wishing for in private conversations inside the cube. A phone call home, the complete Harry Potter book series, a coffee machine, spices and seasoning for their food, and Monopoly. They can buy one item, they can buy all 5, it's entirely up to them. After some back and forth, they walk away with 2 things, the coffee machine and the Harry Potter collection. Total damage, $20,000. Prize money remaining, $480,000. It's a small victory, but inside that cube, it feels enormous. Around day 34, something completely unexpected happens. Hurricane Idalia knocks out the power to the entire facility. The cameras go dark, the lights go out, and for several days, we are shown almost nothing of what's happening inside the cube. By day 39, power is restored, hot showers are back, hot meals are back, and the creator shows up with a gift, a TV, but every single movie on it costs $10,000 to unlock. Bailey and Suzie aren't interested in paying. Instead, they do something no one anticipated. Using a knife and a loose wire from the wall, they fashion a makeshift antenna, and successfully pick up 7 free broadcast channels. The creator's plan to squeeze more money out of them has completely backfired. From this point forward, the cube feels just slightly less like a prison. We are brought to what is arguably the most emotional moment in the entire challenge. It's day 50, exactly halfway through, and the creator arrives with an offer that targets something far more powerful than comfort or entertainment. Family. For $20,000, both Bailey and Suzie can see their loved ones in person, right now, for a brief visit. And here's the twist that makes it even harder. It also happens to be Suzie's mother's birthday. Suzie is torn. Bailey is already a yes. The debate is raw, emotional, and incredibly human. These aren't just two strangers trying to win money anymore. They're two people who are genuinely missing the people they love. They say yes, the families come in. There are tears, hugs, birthday cake, and a brief window of warmth inside an otherwise cold and sterile environment. And then, just as quickly, the families are gone, the doors close, and the silence returns. It's the highest high followed immediately by the lowest low, and the moment the creator describes as the hardest emotional crash of the entire challenge. At the 60-day mark, the creator pulls off his most devious move yet. Earlier in the challenge, Suzie had been overheard saying the only thing she'd say yes to at this point was a Tesla. So the creator shows up with a giant mystery box and offers them the chance to buy whatever's inside, sight unseen, for $50,000. Now here's what you need to know before I tell you what happens next. Inside that box, $50,000 in cash, meaning they'd get their money back, plus 2 brand new Tesla keys, one for each of them. But they don't know that, and after going back and forth, they decide the risk is too high. They say no. When the box is opened and the Teslas are revealed, the reaction inside the cube is devastating. Suzie is nearly inconsolable. Bailey looks like he's been punched in the stomach, and for the next 9 days, the Tesla is all anyone talks about. The creator returns on day 70 with one final offer, and it's everything they've ever said no to, bundled together into one massive package. The luxury beds, the phone calls, the spices, the movies, the chef, a mystery box, Monopoly, all of it. The twist, it's a blind auction. They have to bid what they think the price is, bid too low by even 1 cent, and they get absolutely nothing. After careful deliberation, Bailey and Suzie decide to bid $100,101. The creator reveals his number. It was $69,000. They overbid by $30,000, but they don't care. They got the beds, they got the food, they got everything. And for the first time in 70 days, the cube finally starts to feel livable. Here's the irony that nobody talks about. Once Bailey and Suzie finally have everything they need to be comfortable, they start getting on each other's nerves more than ever before. The hot water runs out too fast. Bailey raves at 3 a.m. Suzie hides the Monopoly dice. He wants to watch movies. She wants to read. They are, in every sense of the word, like two siblings who have been stuck in a car together for way too long. But despite all of it, the arguments, the frustration, the exhaustion, as the final days tick down, something shifts. The bickering softens. The countdown becomes real, and these two strangers who walked in not knowing each other's names are now counting down the hours together. At the very end of the challenge, we are brought to the moment that could undo everything. Before Bailey and Suzie walk out those doors with their money, they're handed blindfolds, the same ones they wore on day 1, and led into a final decision that will determine whether their 100 days meant anything at all. The split or steal game. Each of them can either choose to split the remaining prize money equally, or steal, taking everything for themselves. If one person steals and the other splits, the thief walks away with it all. But if both of them hit steal, nobody gets a single dollar. Suzie is given noise-cancelling headphones so she can't hear a word being said. The creator pulls Bailey aside, and in a moment of deliberate psychological pressure, plants the idea, what if she steals? What if you got ahead of it? We are shown Bailey visibly wrestling with the thought. For a brief, terrifying moment, it actually seems like he might do it. Then the timer counts down, 3, 2, 1. Both of them vote. The room glows green. They both chose to split. The screaming, the hugging, the tears, it's the kind of ending that makes 100 days of suffering feel worth every second. Bailey and Suzie walked into that cube as strangers and walked out as friends, each carrying $180,000 and a story they'll be telling for the rest of their lives. But the real question this challenge raises isn't about the money. It's about what happens to people when you strip away everything, comfort, routine, the outside world, and leave them with nothing but each other. What you're left with is something surprisingly human. Now, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, first of all, respect. Most people would have clicked away long before the Tesla reveal, but you stayed, And that tells me you're exactly the kind of person this channel was made for. So here's what I need you to do right now. If you are not subscribed to this channel yet, then I honestly don't know what you're waiting for. Every week we break down stories just like this one, wild social experiments, insane challenges, and moments that'll leave your jaw on the floor. Hit that subscribe button right now. Don't make me beg. And drop a comment below. I want to know, would you have stolen the money at the end? Be honest. No judgment here. Let's talk about it.